Welcome to Rotherham Sendias video around direction offsite and managed moves. So what is a direction offsite? A direction offsite is when the governing body of a maintained school or the proprietor of an academy or management committee of a pupil referral unit requires a pupil to attend another educational setting to improve their behaviour. This can be done without the consent of parents. So should school tell me about an offsite direction? Yes. Parents and the local authority for a pupil with an EHC plan must be given notice in writing that your child will be directed off-site. This notice should be shared with you as soon as practicable and not less than 2 school days before your child is due to start at the alternative provision. The written notice should include the address of where your educational provision is to be provided, information identifying the person who your child should report to on their first day, the number of days they will be directed off-site for education, the reasons for and the objectives of the direction off-site for the pupil, and the times at which they are expected to attend. Direction off-site can be full-time into alternative provision or a combination of part-time support in alternative provision. It can be used as an alternative to exclusion or a strategy to prevent exclusion. Any direction off-site will still have to cater for your child's special educational needs or disability. The focus of intervention whilst off-site should remain on ensuring that your child continues to receive a broad and balanced curriculum whilst any inappropriate behaviours which require intervention are being addressed. The off-site placement must be kept under review. You must be invited to the review meeting. You can attend or put your views in writing before the meeting takes place. You must receive your invite to the review no later than 6 days before the meeting takes place. This is your opportunity to share if you feel off-site direction should continue to have effect. The regulations specify that regular reviews must be held, but do not specify how often these should take place, and this should be decided on an individual basis. Reviews should be frequent enough to provide assurance that the off-site direction is achieving its objective and that your child is benefiting from it. These reviews should be recorded in writing. As a direction off-site is for a specified amount of time, it is useful to clarify what the school's reintegration strategy will be for supporting your child to return to their original school. You may feel that the direction off-site has been very successful and want your child to move to the new school on a permanent basis. As such, you could discuss a managed move. Managed moves should be offered as part of a planned intervention, and the original school should be able to evidence that appropriate initial interventions have been carried out where relevant. So this may be as evidence on the graduated approach for their special educational needs or disability, such as multi-agency support or strategies or statutory assessment being completed or explored prior to a managed move. Information sharing between the original school and the new school is important, including data on prior or current attainment, risk assessments, and information on special educational needs and special educational provision required. It's also important for the new school to ensure that the pupil is provided with an effective integration strategy. A managed move is a voluntary agreement between schools, parents, and the pupil, which leads to the permanent transfer to another mainstream school. This can follow a period of time being directed off-site by the school. So when could a managed move be considered? A managed move may be considered in different situations. For example, if your child is at risk of permanent exclusion, or if your child refuses to attend their current school. As managed moves are voluntary, there's no statutory guidance on the process. However, managed moves are initiated and overseen by the original school usually, often with one key person planning and overseeing this. Best practice would suggest that parents and carers are informed of the situation and involved in discussing any proposal for a managed move, including alternative options. Other schools are contacted to explore if they're suitable, and parents can have input into this process too. You might want to bear in mind travel distance and how your child would be able to get to the new school. Schools can look at managed moves outside of their academy trust and even outside of the local area. A meeting is then held between the original school, you, and the new school to discuss and plan around the managed move. For example, discussing the reason for the managed move, clarifying a start date, a plan for introduction, and access to any SEN support required, with this key information being included in a managed move agreement. Where a pupil has an EHC plan, the current school contemplating a managed move should contact the local authority prior to the managed move taking place. If you, the local authority, and both schools are in agreement that there should be a managed move, the local authority will need to follow the statutory process for amending the plan. Things to remember. Get clarity on what is happening. It is important that you know if it's a direction off-site or a managed move. You don't have to agree to a managed move, but a direction off-site doesn't need your permission. Check that you have been provided with the correct notice period for a direction off-site. Does the notice of direction off-site give you all the relevant information? Check and send provision will be in place for either the direction off-site or the managed move. Both of these strategies are part of the larger process for meeting your child's needs. For more details on these processes, you can also take a look at the statutory guidance. You can see the link here.